All right, I think we're live. Hells yeah. All right. Holy shit, we are back. Just making sure I got everything set up correctly because I haven't done this in so long. What is this for? Right, so I can close that. That one's fine, that one's fine, this is fine. All right, I think we're good to go. Hell yeah. All right, let's see what this game is looking like. I haven't played this game in like 3 weeks now. I'm gonna lower the music for myself just a little bit. And then I'll increase it for you guys. That should be fine. All right, now we just gotta remember what the hell we were doing last time. Oh, first things first, we got the Sangus Luna helmet in the game. Need to go try it out. So 49 million per tongue and 99 per what? Breaking out the WD-40. We are indeed. Kalsar, how you doing, dude? Happy New Year. We are back. What the hell were we wearing last time? Oh, hello. I guess this was my ready for Daymar swag. All right, let's reset. So first things first, we gotta wear the uniform now. So what does it look like? Is this it? No, that's not it. Wait, where is it? Do we not get things? I thought we got the skull helmet thingy. Where is it? Bro. I thought we were supposed to get the skull, the Azrael thingy. Or am I completely mistaken? We don't get that just yet. Oh, that's an interesting color. I am very confused. I thought that we have the I thought we had the skull helmet in the game now. Oh well, I guess we don't. Okay. Modified? What's modified about that? Oh, okay. Alright, so I need to catch up to what everything's been doing. So I have 28 million right now. I need to check how much a Carrack is. What is the carrot again? Is it an anvil? How much will this set me back? This is gonna be like 50 million, isn't it? 35 million. Okay. So I need 7 million. Okay. So. Are there any new missions in the game right now? Or like since I last played? Oh, what is this? Okay. Investigation missions. Anything interesting in the unverified tab? Nothing. Okay, hauling. Same thing. Delivering and salvage. Just usual cleanup missions. Collection. Alright, so. What do we want to do? I need to make some money so I can get my hands on the Carrack. So it's either figure out from all the stuff that I have what's tradable. Because something like this, for instance, if I go to my my vehicle stuff, man, I did not miss this inventory. I have over 100 million. Jesus, dude. Have you been trading at all, or is that just from playing the game? Wait, what? Oh, okay, I have to remove this too. I believe it's a power plant, is it not? This bad boy, playing and small donations. Ah, okay, understandable. I have heard that this thing goes for quite a decent amount of money, so maybe at some point or another I should just trade a bit, because I have a couple of them. Right. So let's just pull out any ship and get a feeling for the flight again, because damn, I've been away from this game for so long at this point. So what do I have here? I have a C1, a C2, MSR, Shiv, the Wolf. Oh, shall we bust out the Wolf? You know what? I miss my M50. Where is it? I want to fly this thing a bit. So, Kelsar, do you think that they're actually going to do a full wipe, given the state of the current player market? Because I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been on Star Citizen since my last stream. Now, I mean, that's mostly because of the holiday season. I've been insanely busy, just constantly going from one event to another, and I was barely home. And then a small little thing, I had like 4 days to spend with my wife before we came back from the holidays and went back to work, where I was enjoying the Christmas present that my wife gave me, which was a VR headset. So yeah, my wife got me the PlayStation VR headset. I have yet to buy the PC adapter though. But I've just been enjoying playing a bit of VR on the PlayStation, and the experience is absolutely surreal. So spoiled, dude, you have no idea. Like, my wife, when I tell my wife, listen, this is so friggin' cool, I can't wait to one day have it, she's like, you know what, screw it, okay, one day you'll have it. And yeah, she did. To be completely honest, she's been considering the VR as a gift for quite some time. But then when she saw that Star Citizen actually has VR in the game now, she was like, well, I guess this is as good a time as any. You better spoil her back. I feel like I do, okay? I think we do a really good job at spoiling each other. We have a very good relationship. Right, so I'm also, by the way, just kind of like scanning the ship right now, just because I'm studying its details. because I'm trying to build a model of the M50 to have on my shelves. It's not gonna be an easy feat. It's probably gonna take me all year, but one day we'll get it done. Because I am not an artist by any means. Alright, let me see if I still remember how to fly. That was not a solid response, means you need to do more spoiling wise. I mean, I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, I spoil her so much. I feel like I spoil her the right amount. Things that she wants, I do my best to try and get her. Alright. So the controls are still there. That's nice. What is this shining light? Okay. So is there a bunch of wind right now? Because this is actually good if there was. I would give you a hard time. It's fine, dude. Alright, so yes, so there is wind. Okay, this flashing is going to annoy the shit out of me. So I need to check. Okay, that still works. Because they added a key binding called wind compensation. And I have been asked in a couple of my videos now if it does anything. And I could not answer that effectively. Dirk, what's up, dude? Speed. We're starting slow and then just fucking sending it. So, where was that keybind? Somewhere here, yeah. So there was wind compensation. There we go. And okay, minus. I don't know why I set it to minus, but okay. Okay, this should be a toggle. Okay, yeah, good. So like this, I'm getting pushed by wind. If I press minus, doesn't feel like it's doing anything. No, I'm still getting absolutely slapped around by the wind. Oh yeah, look at that. Alright, so wind compensation doesn't do anything. That's good to know. Hey Kelsar, do you plan on oh my god, dude. Christ, this game. Do you plan on racing the Crux Cup this year? Because I think I am to be thrown into 24-hour. No, okay, but what about the normal ones, the endurance championships? Which it's strange that they're called endurance championship this year, because it's actually not going to be an endurance race. It's gonna be more several races back to back. All right, so I'm gonna be traveling. Ah, okay. The good thing about these is that it's an arena commander, so it's definitely, you know, tracks that we know well. So it's more of a case of just practicing a little bit to get the hang of it again, and optimizing the boost strats and stuff. So I'm definitely gonna be spending some time on there tonight, just to get a feel for that stuff again, because I've been off the game for like 3 weeks playing other things that actually work. Did my landing gear button not work? There they are. All right, so M50, still my favorite ship. I had to have that conversation with Dirk about what ships to fly though, because I think we have our roster is full. So we have Fresh and Jelly in Acrox. I think Dirk and Liquid are gonna do AX2, which leaves me and Gerbo for AX3. So I guess we still have the Open class and the Aurora class, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, because I do think I'm wrong at this point. We got the skull helmet on the web store, but not in the game, right? I would imagine if it's in the game, I would have seen a bunch of Twitter posts with people wearing it. So I would imagine that it's not in the game just yet. All right, so let's check out scr.gg. What am I being pinged for here? Right, so has scr.gg been updated? Was there the 4.5 reset? Like, can I start putting in laps again? I'm gonna check the Star Citizen leaderboards as well and see which patch we're on. Oh yeah, okay, no, we're still in the same season. 4.5. Leaderboards. I'll screw it so you can watch as well. Why is it moved to there? Oh, that's why. Okay, so that's irrelevant. This is the important one. I've been destroyed here. Decent amount of people have been racing. That's nice to see. Nice. All right. So, what is there to do in the PU right now? I am so out of the loop. So I could do the classic stuff, which is hauling, mining, salvaging, all that stuff. But to be honest, I feel like something a bit exciting. We'll try doing some FPS stuff, or we can just jump into racing. You know what? I'm just gonna jump into Arena Commander and race. I need to get some practice going just so I can get back into the swing of things. I'm tired of being slow. Okay, good. Customizations are still there. Do we have Grav Race? We do not have Grav Race. Okay. Let's pray we find some people. One day, to fill the gap, I will do some rep farming. So I'll just grab a faction and I'll just start doing missions, like, you know, for mercenaries, for bounties, for the hauling stuff, just so I can get that feeling of progression. But at the moment, to be completely honest, I have been in that kind of what do you call it? I haven't had the urge to actually play Star Citizen in quite a while. For me, like, Star Citizen is mostly about the racing right now, and you know, especially without the racing missions in the PU, the fact that we're not on a bit of a break before the racing season begins again, I kind of use this time to, one, focus on the backlog of the race POVs that I have. So I already cleared 2 out. I have another one could be ready this weekend, so I'll release that on Monday. And yeah, just preparing myself for this year. Hopefully we get some good stuff going. Now, Crux Cup this year, if we go to antiracing.com, there's nobody here yet, so the events, Crux Cup Tech. Let me just extend this downwards a bit. So the Pro Grand Prix is now split into two. We have the Aix Crux, which is going to be Origin M50 and Razor LX. We have the tracks are going to be, so there's going to, the tech is going to be split into two now. So there's going to be the Ellis GP and the Stanton GP. So the Ellis is going to be Old Van der Vold, Rickard, and Defferlink, which is an interesting choice. It's a good thing that Halloran is not there though, because this track is just spiral, move, spiral. Not a massive fan. Then the Stanton GP, Snake Pit, Icebreaker, Yadar Valley. 3 insanely nice tracks. Although all 3 of them, and some, not all 3 of them. It's gonna be an interesting balance of performance here. I feel like even within the classes themselves though, there's a little bit of a an advantage to one ship. Like, it leans heavily to one ship. So for example, the M50 versus the Razor, relatively balanced, but I still think the M50 has the biggest advantage. For the AX2 is the Fury LX versus the P72. I feel like this is where the most expression of skill is really gonna be, because the Fury LX is fast baseline now, but it's so much faster if you tricord with it. So like, for those people who really learn how to properly tricord with it, this is going to be insanely fast. On the other hand, the P72 is naturally fast as well. It has really good acceleration and a really good boost tank. But you really need to manage the boost, especially in these longer tracks, like with Rickard Memorial and with Defferlink. You really need to control the boost well, because the Fury LX now does not have the SCM slowdown. So even if you mismanage your boost, you're not going to get that kick and then the speed limit like you will with the P72. So AX2 is definitely going to probably have the most freedom, expression of skill. So that's going to be an interesting one to watch. But the one that I'll probably be doing is this one, the AX3, which has the 350R, the Sabre Peregrine, and then the Mustangs. Unfortunately, I feel like the Mustang is still just going to be, dead in the water for this one. But the Peregrine versus the 350R, I feel like the 350R is just gonna blow everything else out of the water here, because they've made it so fast in this patch. It's so good. Now the only thing that it still has, it doesn't turn as sharp as as the ones in the ACROC class, but it's got some really good speeds. The Peregrine is probably marginally better in 0G, but there aren't any 0G tracks, so I'm not sure. Maybe in Yadar Valley it might be able to be a bit competitive. But Icebreaker is 100% a 350R track. Van der Vold, I mean, these ones have thinner atmo now, so you never know. And Snake Pit is going to be an absolute chaos. Have you tried the Talons yet? I have not, dude. Holy crap, thank you for reminding me. Well, seeing that nobody is actually here racing, let's actually go try the Talons. I completely forgot about the Alien GP. Holy. Thank you, dude. Okay, so. Asperia. Talon, I think it's just base Talon, right? Let's try it. I completely forgot about it. In Echo's data, the Strike was the fastest, but they have the same stats, so I'm not sure which is the fastest. I mean, I'm just gonna get a feel for it, and then we'll see in terms of speed. Wait, is it actually not letting me strip it now? Okay, no, you can't strip it. It probably still uses the old system of you have to use a rental, right? Yep, there you go. I hate this so much, dude. But it is what it is. Okay, so we'll use one cooler. We don't need this. Now for this, I have these gimbal mounts, so it should be a lot easier because I can just remove them. Now for the missile rack, I'll just... So, no shield. One power plant, one cooler. We're almost there, boys. Let's go. We're clear. Wait, these two are built in. I can't change them? Interesting. Okay. Send it. Are we gonna get a track that we're actually gonna race? Kaplan, we are not. Fuck it, we'll try it. We testing. Okay, so combat, Talon, go. Oh. Alright, so first things first, we can go into nav mode. Now, one thing that I want to check. Okay, let me just turn on gravity compensation. So if I just go forward. Okay, Kaplan is a really bad one to try this out with, but let's just get a feel. I can't see my damn crosshair because of this waiting for player. Alright, so we're looking at roughly 310-ish. Now what happens if I retract my wings? Why not just go offline? Oh, okay, so it's K. Alright, yeah, let's go offline and actually go in a track that that's actually going to be raced. All right, so offline, let's go. Let's start off with Snake Pit, right? That's one of the first ones. so full power to engines. So really quick one, just gonna just try straight line speed for a sec. So it's 9.1 Gs. And we're at around 345 and then it slows down. Okay. Now let's retract the wings. Yeah, it's roughly the same. Okay, that's good to know. Because these wings are super wide when they're like this. If I could just close them up like this, just that little bit is so much better.
Wrong direction.
Let's test how close to the walls this thing can get. Wings out or butt? Fuck it then. Go. Bird. Bird up! Bird up. Okay, let's do I'm gonna say an econ lap when I don't use boost, so I can actually start a proper lap. Besides, I want to get the feel of how the thrusters are without the boost's help. Boom. Send it.
Complete.
Ooh, that was cutting it a bit close with the crane. Oof. That was gonna be like what, a 50-second lap? Not too bad, to be honest. Was staying high to avoid all the terrain below, but then could not avoid the light on the crane. Though to be fair, it's got decent thruster authority. Like when I'm using my my sides or my vertical thrusters, seems good. So, does this thing actually have any VTOLs that it engages, or is it just the wings? Wanna play Flappy Bird? And this is how mechanics keep their jobs.
Wrong direction.
Ooh. I've spent way too much time flapping the wings. It's fun. The addicting as shit. No, no. I used up all my boost on that straight.
Lap complete.
Honestly, not too terrible. I butchered my boost, but not a terrible lap. So where's the first track? The first track is going to be Old Vanderbilt, right? Let's try it out there. Damn it. Why does Star Citizen have to be so broken? So during the Christmas period, I got a really good sale through Steam for the Jedi Fallen Order, and the Jedi Survivors games. Now, I've played them on PlayStation, to be completely honest, but I haven't finished Jedi Survivor yet because, to be completely honest, I borrowed that game from a friend and he asked for it back in a period of time where I wasn't playing that much on the PlayStation. So I never actually got to finish it, but there was a really good deal during the holiday period for... Okay, so this thing doesn't pitch for shit. Okay. It has no arrow. So yeah, I got a good deal off of Jedi Survivor, Fallen Order, and Outlaws. And I was very tempted in periods of time where Star Citizen is kind of being Star Citizen and being a broken mess, that I dedicate some time to a bit of Star Wars games, because I am obsessed with Star Wars, and why the hell not? Definitely try Icebreaker or Lorville. I wonder how much arrow it has. It has absolutely nothing. So you haven't tested this either yourself yet? Am I your guinea pig? Oof. Definitely need boost for that. You got all the Star Wars games in the last 10 years. I'm hyped for that new pod racing game and I haven't tried it yet. I've been trying to learn the Fury LX. Ah, fair enough. Yep, that's weirdly enough, that is actually the only games. Wait, are they really the only games that came out in the last 10 years? I mean, excluding Battlefront, right? Because that's not really... That's not a single player game, so... But I would be very much down to play Star Wars Battlefront on stream. I fucking love that game. You. Felt right to say. I mean, understandable. Yeah, I'm really hyped for the pod racing game as well. Well, I call it a pod racing game. It's not actually a pod racing game. It's just a racing game in Star Wars, because funnily enough, in the trailer, not a single pod racer was there. So, however, we did get to hear Sebulba's pod racer sound at the very end, and Sebulba himself, obviously. So, who knows? Maybe pod racing is something you unlock at the very end after like completing the main campaign or something. I don't know. I'm adding way too much flair to this.
Lab complete.
Okay, I definitely need to spend some time here with the Talon to start understanding the boosts. Either way, interested in it, 100%, dude. Definitely. Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to get the old, you know, the classic pod racing game on Steam to work in windowed mode. Maybe one day I could actually just play it a little bit on stream as well. Just I have pretty much every Star Wars game that is playable on PC in my Steam library. And I think that is actually legit. I have Star Wars Battlefront 2, the old version. I have Star Wars Battlefront 2, the remastered version. The classic collection, or whatever they called it. I have the 4X game, the Empire at War. I have Episode 1 Racer. I have fucking 90s Dark Forces and Dark Forces 2. The Jedi Knight Academy series, or whatever it was called. KOTOR 1 and 2. So many Star Wars games. Right. I want to go Lorville. Let's go. Oh, wait, that's online. Fuck it, let's see. Who knows, maybe we get lucky. Not lucky enough to have another person to race, but lucky enough to not have rain. That's true. That is very true.
Wrong direction. Wrong direction.
Shall we try pitching this corner?
Wrong direction.
And we'll see if we end up at Lorville Spaceport instead.
Wrong direction. Wrong direction. Wrong direction. Wrong.
It's so heavy.
Wrong direction. Wrong direction. Wrong direction. Wrong direction.
This is really cool though, the way you control the speed. This is the best thing about alien ships. It's just the way they control. All right, let's go to an offline and actually get a feel for the time. I wonder if this is actually faster than an Aurora.
Three, two, one, go.
There's the rain. Or is this not rain, it's just cloudy? Pretty sure it's gonna rain once we get to the back straight. Damn, okay. I thought I could make that. Apparently I was wrong. Fuck. Okay. This thing is actually... Wait. I had a crash, right? Yeah, I had a crash. Okay. Let's wait this out. Full tank of gas from a standing start. Let's see.
Complete.
Jesus, the thing burned through a whole tank of boost before it even got to this checkpoint. Jeez. That is rough. Bird up. Confirmed, the Aurora is faster than the Talon. What the fuck, dude? How is that even the thing? How can the Aurora be faster than the Talon? That's so crazy. And a stock Aurora is faster than a stripped Talon. Like, what the fuck? That does not make any sense. This thing should be friggin' flying, dude. Which means the Intrepid is also faster than the Talon? Most likely. The Intrepid is quite a nimble little thing. Is the Talon considered a medium fighter or a light fighter?
Wrong direction.
Oh, it is a light fighter. Okay, so it should still be in the nimble category. Let me see if I can just push the walls a little bit more and just try and conserve a bit more boost. Like use boost on exit of corners instead of for straights, and I'll just let its normal speed be the max speed. But then use boost like here just to slingshot myself around. Get to the straight. Can't overextend because otherwise I'll lose arrow. Now I boost here. I should still be able to get a sub 30, like a sub 130 at least. Okay, I'm gonna save some boost here because we're gonna need this. And boost from here. A nice clean cut through. Go for the higher line. We should have boost at the exit. Just dump it all. Okay, save it a bit. We should be at around 30-ish boost by the time I need it. Nice. Yeah, okay, there we go. That was much better. That was much better. Still, I could do it faster in a stripped Aurora. Like my fastest time on a stripped Aurora is a 127.3, so this thing has feet, right? Not wheels, yeah.
Wrong direction.
Landing gear up.
Yeah, it doesn't have enough boost to want to use too much of it in the straights. I'll be honest, I feel like given the limited tank, it was a lot more efficient to use the boost from the start until this crane, and then save there, use a bit of boost going around there to get through this hole, save, use there again to get around, and then save all the way around, and then just basically dump from here till about there, so you can save up a little bit more, and you should be at around 25 boost by the time you reach the hairpin. And then you use the boost at the exit of the turn so you can get through the mailbox slot there. You save, you go around, you should be at around 25-ish boost here. You dump, and then you basically use your boost there. Now, if you were to be going on a multiple lap, I would probably say you would just use boost to get up here, and then you would save, and you would start boosting again around here. Let's try that.
Wrong direction. Wrong direction. Wrong direction.
So we're gonna boost through the first straight. So we can go around here. Now we're gonna save from here. Oh, boost. Ideally you boost at the exit, not at the entry, because otherwise you lose the TVI there. I wasted so much boost there, you see. Take the turn, boost for the exit. Now we save. I'm losing my TVI here for some reason. Now here it's fine to just dump boost, but we'll stop boosting at around 15%. Like this, we'll have something to work with. And let go boost. And boost for the exit. Let's dump it. It is indeed. It's super fast. I just don't like the way it looks, I'm not gonna lie. But I do appreciate the way it flies.
Lab complete.
Alright, there, that the turn before this one I shouldn't have boosted. I wanted to see how much I would lose if I do so. So here I'm just gonna get the 5% instead of 15, but that should still be enough. Get around the corner. And now I'm just gonna save earlier. Gonna start my boost a bit earlier here.
Lab complete.
That was a big arrow break. I lost everything there. Keep saving. Going to go out and get some food. Best of luck testing. I appreciate that, dude. Enjoy your food. Bon appetit, my dude. I wanted to say my guy and my dude, and I said my dude. Oh wow, that was bad. Yeah, I'm not gonna stay up too much today, to be completely honest. I wanted to say hi to you guys more than anything else. And a happy new year, by the way. But I want to try and get some sleep early today, because I've not been sleeping very well this week, to be completely honest. So 12-hour stream, awesome. That's what I heard. We'll do one soon. We'll definitely do one soon, because I do feel I do want to stream during the day, because, you know, as I just said, you know, streaming at night, it does kind of mess with me a bit, because if I have a like a day like I've had today at work, I was so busy. I mean, productive kind of busy, right? So it's not a bad thing that I'm busy. But it does get very mentally exhausting and physically exhausting. That when I stream in the evening, especially after having to have done some housework, you know, feed the animals, cook and all that stuff, I kind of want to stream more during the day if I can, just so it gives me that kind of like freedom of the afternoon and the peak energy. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can actually find a lobby online. I have officially been streaming for 1 hour, which is nice. I really hope that I can find things to do for 2 hours. But I feel like Star Citizen is in a bit of a drought at the moment. Not like there's content drought, but oh, 7, my dude. How you doing, Ridge? Happy New Year. Hope you've had a really good holiday season, my dude. Oh, damn. DJ McGregor is in the house. Let's fly the Talon. How are you doing? I'm doing great.
Your name is only. Your unfortunately your name.
My voice on? Okay, so this guy has oh crap, an M50, let's go. Can we beat an M50 with the Talon? Okay, so this Talon has weapons and shields and everything. Okay, and he's flying an SCM. Well, so am I right now, lol. By the way, something really awesome that I hope to do soon. I got a VR for Christmas. Specifically the PlayStation VR. So, I have yet to buy the PC adapter for it though, and I'm hoping I can get it to work for Star Citizen. So once I get the PC adapter, I'm gonna try and hook it up to Star Citizen, and if that works, we might try out some VR racing, and I'm gonna fucking hurl in the first corner. Because not gonna lie, I've been using it a bit on the PlayStation. Bought a couple that were on sale for the holidays, and I played a bit of Gran Turismo on it, and it took me a solid like fucking 4 or 5 races to start going through it, like to go through a track without needing to hurl. Like I really was struggling. All right, so he's gonna beat me out in terms of speed there, but there we go, I already beat him out there.
You are leading the race.
It's nice that I got a race in the daytime here though.
You have lost the lead.
I have done no such thing.
You are leading the race.
Oh, there he is, I have. I don't have the boost for this though. Alright, so he should be able to catch up now. Oops, damn. Oh, he crashed. How could you? I need to retract my wings. I almost hit them there.
Lap complete.
134. Lower start. Ugh. Causing so much aero drag here. That's a better corner. What happens when I save my boost for it? Dump it! I don't give a shit, dump it!
Final lap.
Yeah, 32. And this is exactly why, just because you're in the best ship in the game, doesn't mean you're automatically gonna win. This is where it's the pilot element comes in. Because with the way the master mode systems are and the way their balancing is going, it definitely elements of it's the ship have come to light, where now it's definitely, you know, every ship is a stat stick now, and you just have to have the right stat for the job. Whew. You shall. Oh. Now that was really mean.
Race complete. You have won.
Let's friggin' go! For PlayStation, you must buy Firewall Zero Best VR FPS Team Combat. Is that a multiplayer game? Right, so the games that I've bought so far for VR is I had Gran Turismo already, so I just hooked up the VR headset and it automatically throws you in VR with that. I bought The Room VR. So for those who don't know, I am obsessed with escape room and puzzle games. Like, I am legit obsessed. Like, I've done every escape room that's available in my country, and before you say anything, that is a very low number. We're a very small country. But I've pretty much done all of them, and I have this tradition with my wife that every time that we go on holiday, we have to find the local escape room and we do them. So having VR, I basically just looked up. The first thing that I did when I hooked up the VR headset is what escape room games are there on PlayStation VR, and I saw The Room VR, which was absolutely beautiful. It was one of the best experiences of my life. The game is so good. The puzzles are really good. The graphics are really good. There's kind of like a mini story in the game that's really nice. Highly recommended. I think, to be completely honest, it's one of the very few games in my life that as soon as I finished it, I just immediately went to their store page and gave it a 5-star review because I just loved it. There is nothing about it that I would change. If anything, I wanted more. So that one was really nice. I got a game called Waltz of the Wizard, but it's essentially just like a VR testing ground. You can just like cast spells, shoot crossbows, like you use hand tracking, so I don't need the controllers. I just literally put my hands in front of the inside out trackers, and you basically just get to see your hands. It's really cool, and you can also use voice commands and stuff. It's really nice, but there's no story to it. It's just a playground. And now I got Red Matter, which is one of the highest rated games on PSVR, so I've yet to start that. If you don't get Half-Life Alyx, I will disown you, dude. Don't worry, I will most definitely be getting Half-Life Alyx. But I will also I'll also definitely be trying out Phasmophobia in VR because I absolutely love Phasmophobia. So having that in VR is just going to elevate that experience so much. Ugh. What else? Obviously, I need to try out Star Citizen in VR, and also because, you know, I love escape rooms, might as well try out Escape Simulator. There's literally a game called Escape Simulator on Steam. This is gonna take fucking forever, isn't it? You know, I'm not gonna do Stanton Pyro Jump Point. Or should I? The guy is still here. Fuck it, we're doing it. We're doing it, but we're bringing the other bird. My black and orange bird. Where is he? Oh, he's not even loaded in yet. Okay. But yeah, there's definitely gonna be quite a bit of games that I want to try. The question is though, how many of these games are playable while sitting down? Because I'm pretty sure you guys can see that, you know, let me just go into a little bit of a bigger camera. I don't have a lot of room. Like, I can't even like fully extend my arms out. So how much space do you think I'll actually have to use the VR here? Because when I use VR in front of the couch, I got a bit more space, and trust me, I don't have a lot of space. But I have a bit more space. But I don't know how many games I'll be able to play sitting down here. That require the use of my hands anyways. Pardon me. Is he actually in?
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, no, he's AFK. Alright, I completely forgot that there's a massive ass pool time now. Whoops.
Leading the race.
Ew. Wait, did I miss a checkpoint? What the hell? Oh wait. No, I was facing the right direction. Oh shit. Oh wow. I accidentally hit the boost button there. That was not intentional. This thing got some power. Tried to slow down, but it clearly wasn't working. What the hell? Feel like I'm desyncing like crazy. Oh my god, dude. Okay, leave. Oh, I did not miss the jank. Holy crap, I did not miss the jank. All right, let's my god, dude, what happened? My only motivation to playing Star Citizen right now has literally just been making videos, because I want to make the individual ship guides videos now, And as soon as I finish the backlog of the stuff, because seeing that they've all been tuned up to be much better as racing ships now, I kind of want to just go through a you know, make a video highlighting all the performance elements of each of the ships. So my only motivation has literally been to just go in, record footage of the ships, and yeah, and then just write a script and make videos of it. I've been struggling so much to get myself into the game, and I don't like that. A game that I have sworn to create content for is not a game that I should have struggles getting into. But for some reason, like, I really am not drawn to jumping in the PU right now. Give me a sec, I'm checking some stuff. All right. Let's jump in and we'll do like a couple of missions. Holy fuck, what the hell? Did we get a patch or something? There's supposed to be a PTU update tonight, right? I wonder what they're gonna throw in there. Okay. Put on some armor. Stone skin. Nice. Is this the... yeah, this is the piecemeal armor, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, so you know what? If we're gonna go with piecemeal, we need a desert undersuit. We have a desert colored undersuit? We should have something that's kind of like yellowish. No. Not good enough. Stone skin. Racing suits. What is this? You know what? Yeah, let's go with that. Now for the core, we need the piecemeal. For the arms, we'll also use the piecemeal because they match, so why not? No, not those ones. This one. Yes, very nice. Now for the legs, I should have something that goes with it. Oh, there's actually piecemeal legs. Okay, that makes that a lot easier, but I don't believe that there's a helmet. So we'll go with I mean, this is a cool mask to have, but I don't feel like it matches very well because it doesn't feel like the hood is going anywhere. But I like the bit of a cape thing behind it. That doesn't make any sense. Desert camo. Oh, this matches very nicely. Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay. So, I just need a weapon. Do I have ammo of sorts? I have pistol ammo. Okay. Random. What is this? A single C54 magazine. We'll take it. We'll take that and we'll attach this to it. I think that's good. All right. Now, let's bring up
To the ASOP vehicle
our
retrieval system.
usual daily driver.
Vehicle select. Your vehicle has please visit us.
Bye, M50. Ooh, I need some tea. Wait, did the M50 come up with it? Oh my god. Nice. I guess hello again, M50. All right, so let's go out and do a bounty or a mercenary mission. Then we might call it there. Wait, bounty hunter. Let's do some bounty hunter mission. I haven't done one in ages. Currently hiding out with some Confederates at the frontier fighters hideout in Euterpe. Okay. 56k, let's do it.
You should be good to go.
Origin shellcode. Core system operational. Launch complete.
No, wrong button. Oops, too much. All right, let's go.
Quantum drive deactivated.
Wait, do I have to manually fly there? Scanning or reactivating comm arrays. Okay. How about I don't do that? What is that? Oh, it's Icebreaker. Wow, you can see it from that far away? So would this just be 3K away?
Quantum drive activated.
A lot closer, so...
Quantum drive deactivated.
Hey. Glad to catch you live. Just wanted to say thanks, especially for your track guards. They're great, dude. Thank you so much. I'm really glad that they're helping out. Appreciate the kind words. And I'm really glad that I'm able to help out wherever I can. That was a really interesting way to mark that segment as completed. Never noticed that.
Shield system active.
Not really marking this place as hostile though, so maybe it isn't?
Landing gear deployed. Engines inactive.
One way to find out. Oh damn, this helmet isn't a combat helmet, okay. Will they open fire? Not many others are putting in that kind of technique, guys. So much appreciated. Yeah, I tried to... Okay, these guys really couldn't care less that I'm here, so great. Bye. And there we go. Okay. Nice. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, when I decided to start making the videos, one of the biggest motivators for me was that when I got into racing, or at least, you know, even learning how to, you know, get into the more advanced way of flying in Star Citizen, there wasn't that much content out. And a lot of things, and like by the time I started learning this stuff, things started slowly becoming outdated, especially, you know, with the introduction of the whole master modes and the SCM bubble system and stuff like that. So I felt like I need to explain it in a way that someone who maybe got into Star Citizen because it looks cool doesn't necessarily, you know, the first instinct is not necessarily to like, what are the mechanics and how does the physics work? So wanted to make a quick and easy resource to understand the mechanics of the flight. Sorry for all the pauses.
We got trouble.
Oh, not a shotgun to the face, please. I appreciate that. Okay, I'm just gonna be swapping weapons around because
Here we go. We're getting hit.
no. Wait, did I only bring one? Oh shit, I only brought one. Okay, never mind.
It's on now. Bring it. Lost one. Taking shot. Friendly down.
No. I might die here. I'm getting jammed into the things. Ah! Wait, is that really it? Just knock him out was enough?
Yeah, you owe me though. Guess we're fighting.
Hmm.
Okay, let's do this. It's on now.
Star Citizen gameplay.
Yeah, I got you, one. Okay, let's do this.
Oh, he's actually hitting me. What an asshole.
Yeah, I got ya. It's on now. Oh, shit, that hurts. It's on now.
Hello? Healing items, perchance? What's that undersuit you're wearing? Ah, it is the Sabine. You should have some healing items, right? No? Okay, never mind. Any med boxes in here? That's a C for your right. Figure out the physics and they changed it. I think they actually push patches. Oh. They push patches out faster the more tutorials we make. Just to update our videos through. Yeah, I mean, I need to start revisiting some stuff as well because even, you know, some people have also highlighted this in my comments that they've started adding more keybinds that could potentially have a use, as in like to have a quick bind for, but they've also added a lot of the settings that don't actually work. So for example, right now if you go to the if you go to key bindings and go to flight movement, you'll notice down here that they've added wind compensation, and I've bound it to a button just to try it out, and that does absolutely nothing. So when in some of my videos I start talking about the turbulence and how difficult it could be to fly in tracks like Kaplan or anything really in the Crusader system, like the first thing that people tell me is, why don't you just turn on wind compensation? And that's just because it doesn't do anything. So this is all of this IFCS stuff is all staged for when the updated flight model actually comes in, you know, the one with the control services. But until we have any kind of updates on the new Quantum experience, I don't think we're gonna get the updated flight model anytime soon. But I could be wrong. Although I do have a feeling that we'd be lucky to get it by the time Squadron comes out, if Squadron is still actually gonna come out this year. But yeah, to be honest, I've been on a bit of a small break from Star Citizen since the holidays. Really, it's not like I've been away for months, but more because of the fact that I don't engage with a lot of the things that are currently relevant, if you know what I mean. Like, I enjoyed the flying and I enjoy the racing, and I feel like in 4.5 they gave us the racing updates in terms of, you know, the balances for the ships, which has been great to fly around in an arena commander and stuff. But in the PU it was more about engineering, and considering I don't really have a big group to play and I mostly fly solo, even my multi-crew, the biggest ship that I have is the 400i. So, and I can easily fly that solo. Does gravity compensation work? That one does, yes. And that one I recommend for people who fly with mouse and keyboard, just because if I just take off really quickly. So like if you see with gravity compensation off, now obviously this is in low atmosphere, so you won't feel it that much. But you could see that vector indicator is slowly going down. And as it's going down, so is my nose. So all I'm doing is pushing forward right now. And you can see like I'm slowly nosing down just because the vector indicator is pushing me down. So I need to maintain vertical thrust. Let me just straighten out a bit. I need to maintain a little bit of vertical thrust just to keep my vector indicator level so I can fly straight. Like with the gravity compensation on, you just press that button and you could see it automatically, you know, lifted forward. And now when I'm pressing forward, it's automatically just holding my vector indicator up. So with me using sticks, it's not as big of a hassle because I just slightly twist my wrist and I engage my verts. But if you're on mouse and keyboard, you're constantly, you know, spamming spacebar to lift that up. It does get a bit uncomfortable. So also gravity compensation could be a good muscle relaxer for when you just want to fly, when you have a really long straight and you just want to rest your hand a bit. You just turn that thing on, just hold forward. Yes, so strafing up is more efficient to compensate than it is to pitch, because when you pitch up whilst going forward, you're not necessarily how do I say this? You're not necessarily straightening yourself out. So like in a real plane, right? I'm not sure if you've ever played things like Flight Simulator or something, but normally when you want to go straight, you don't essentially fly to the center of the screen. I'm pointing at my screen, but you can't see that. they do what they say my god, I'm rambling so much. How do I explain this? Right, so on Flight Simulator, one of the things that they tell you when you start is place the dashboard on the horizon line. So basically you would fly something like this. And the reason for that being is because planes don't have vertical thrust, right? So they rely on lifts to keep them up. So you need to nose slightly upwards to originally generate that lift and stay level. Eventually you get to a speed where you don't need to do it as much, but more often than not, you will fly at kind of like an angle like this. And that way you'll be able to fly straight. Now there I had gravity compensation on, but I just turned it off. And you could see now the vector indicator with me pitching up like this has actually leveled quite well with the horizon line. You know, those two lines there. Otherwise, what I would do is I would place my crosshair there, and you could see now my vector indicator has dropped below the horizon line. But I just apply a little bit of verts, and now I can fly straight with my crosshair dead center on the horizon line, and I can just fly straight. But like right now, I've locked in a little bit of vertical input just to be able to maintain this. AOA increases drag, exactly, and that also affects top speed. So when we're talking about racing, if let me just go down to surface here. Am I still in atmosphere? I am still in atmosphere. Let me go to the icebreaker track while we're here.
Quantum drive deactivated.
We might as well show this. All right, so because you are absolutely correct by saying that the angle of attack does increase drag, but it's also a way to allow yourself to go straight without applying other inputs, but it's not as comfortable, and it's also, you know, it doesn't look as nice because you're flying kind of like angled upwards. So let's just wait for the blood flow to settle again. So here we go. So if we're pointing straight without gravity compensation, you could see that the vector indicator is kind of pulling me to the floor. So if I pitch up a little bit like that, I can maintain my vector on the horizon line and it allows me to fly straight. But you can see it doesn't look nearly as pretty because you're kind of like angled like this just to be able to fly straight. So what we would do is we would just feather our vertical thrust, and you could also see our top speed right now locked in like this is 370. The second that I let go of the verts and I use my pitch to slow to keep myself level, you could see the speed has dropped to 361. We're just using pitch or 360, so it's literally 10 meters per second slower. DCS is my other jam, so you get straighter angle into the wind by using verts, less from cross section, I guess. Yes, that is exactly what it is. So I have a video going very briefly into this. So essentially, when you're just flying forward, if you imagine the wind pressure is coming directly ahead, when it hits the nose, it actually pushes the nose down a little bit. Hence why the vector starts going down, because the wind is actually pushing down against you. You know, you're generating downforce, and where else would it go other than down? And the way that you would normally cancel that is by pitching up. So like that, you could kind of like counteract the angle at which it pushes you. But because this is 6 dimensions of freedom, we have the ability to apply vertical thrusts, which means that we can attack the wind dead on, and we get the least possible drag affecting our ship. No problem. It is my absolute joy. Oop. That was a nubile mistake. I'm in a very awkward angle. I'm in my casual flying position on my sticks, not my race mode. So my elbow's kind of digging into my chair right now. Almost hit my wing. So like here's a very important spot, right? You would basically put your vector dead center on your crosshair, and like that you always know that you have the maximum or the minimum actually amount of drag and the maximum speed you can possibly get. Because I was talking a lot about the horizon line, but the most important part is that your vector indicator, we also call that the TVI, which is the trajectory vector indicator, and your crosshairs stay as close to each other as possible, because that's how you minimize the drag. The best way to get the most speed is obviously by you know what, screw it, there we go, by making sure that your vector and your nose are always together, because that means that you're always hitting the wind face on and you're kind of cutting through it. Big mistake. Hello? There we go. How much time did it take you to be able to comfortably corner that tight to obstacle? My control isn't half as good. I mean, it just takes practice and honestly, Arena Commander. Because the fact that in Arena Commander you can practice and if you crash you just immediately respawn. It's just so comfortable. And again, to be honest, that was with me, you know, having my stick is way further out and I'm hitting my elbow against this. Pretty sure you can see. Yeah, I'm hitting my elbow against this. So like when I was flying with my elbow kind of digging into it, so I couldn't pitch down as well or yaw. So like normally I would push myself back and I would bring my sticks in front of me and I would be a lot more comfortable. So it really just comes down to seat time. I mean, again, racing, like my main thing is racing in this game, right? But makes me want to fly laps until I suck less. That is exactly what gave me that drive. I was literally about to say that. Like my main thing in Star Citizen is racing, and the reason for that is because I feel like there is no better progression system in this game than the flight system, because everything else in Star Citizen right now, I feel like it's just there for the sandbox of it. And you know, you do a mission because you want to get rep, you want to you haul because you feel like it, you salvage because you feel like it. There's a lot of because you feel like it. With racing, not only am I doing it because I feel like it, but I'm getting that feedback back. So when today I go into a lap and I do 1 minute, and then the next day I go in and I do 59 seconds. It's such a good feeling, just going faster. And then when you actually start adding people into the track and you actually have that racing kind of vibe where you have so many people going fast and you have to not only go fast but also find overtaking spots, manage your boost based on the people around you as well. There's so many aspects to racing that is just so cool that it's literally the biggest driver that I have for Star Citizen. Like, I love the universe they're building. I love the way they're building, even though, you know, I don't love how buggy it can be sometimes and how long some of the development process takes, but you know, it is what it is. They're trying something big. I still enjoy the racing aspect because the flight system is so good. It's just a shame that when you go to Arena Commander, you rarely ever find people there. So it's mostly we just sit in an offline lobby or in the PU and just run laps and post them on SCR. But if you want to see people going insanely fast and insanely smooth, because like I'm not bad. I would say I'm quite up there in terms of speed and skill, but I am definitely I'm definitely not like the best of the best. If you want to really find those best of the best people, if you go to scr.gg, you can even type !SCR. I'm not sure if it actually works on YouTube though. But if you go to scr.gg, that's literally the hub for us, where anytime a community member creates a new track, they make the track there. That's where all of the leaderboards are across the community. Races are held there and then they get recorded into the website. It's a really cool website if you're interested in just taking a look at the racing community. That's probably the best place to start, because you get to see all of the community made tracks, all of the people who put in the time. Like, I haven't posted a run there in quite a long time, so I need to start picking a day and saying today we're doing like all of Microtech, and I start going around the community tracks and just setting times there. Doesn't even have to be the best times. You just set a time just to start putting your times out there, get on the leaderboards, and then once people start getting intrigued by you posting a run, they'll probably feel like jumping in to beat your time, and then that's where the loop starts. Right, I needed to claim my ship back.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
So, speaking of Arena Commander, let's jump into Arena Commander and I'll show you a couple of things. So you can go to offline, you go to classic race and pick a track. Like we were on Icebreaker, right? So let's just go with Icebreaker. So let's go with the M50 because this is one of my favorite chips.
Origin shipboards at your service.
3,
You'll see my horrible times up soon. Oh, dude. Yeah, they might start horrible, but you'd be amazed at how quick you start improving. Because the second that you start asking the right questions, because in the beginning, it's just get in there and try it, right? So if I were to tell you, if you were literally about to start racing the first time and you came up to me and you tell me where do I start, I would tell you the 3 biggest things is make sure that you're in nav mode, make sure that you have full power to engines, and I would say make sure you're in decoupled mode, but that's really up to you how you want to start, especially if you're a mouse and keyboard, because not everyone feels comfortable with coupled. But I think the 3 biggest things to start is go into nav mode, get full power to engines, and go into decoupled, because in decoupled that's how you really get maximum control. Because with coupled, the second that you apply input, one, it immediately goes to 100%, which I don't like. I can't apply like micro movements like this in coupled mode. And secondly, the second I let go of the throttle, it immediately starts kicking in the retros to slow me down. And sometimes I kind of want to let off the throttle to be able to apply power elsewhere, and you can't do that as efficiently in coupled mode. So yeah. So if you want to learn to orbit things, the first thing that I would do is I would say get a feel for how the ship reacts, right? So if I yaw in this environment, because again, we have different atmospheres, so the ships will behave differently in different atmospheres. So here in Icebreaker, it's 1.2 atmo at this altitude. So that's pretty strong atmo. So the ships will have a lot of aero grip. So a ship like the M50 who has insanely good aero grip, you could see I can control it pretty well. So now the best advice that I've ever seen about orbiting was actually from a video from Jonathan Winters. So if you look at this building, you could see where my crosshair is. Nav mode makes sense. Do you drop to SCM to brake? No. The only time that I ever drop to SCM to brake is in 0G, and that's only on a long straight that then has a sharp turn. I can explain where I do it. I actually have a video on that exact same topic. It's literally called SCM racing. But nav mode will always be the faster way, except in the P52 and the P72, just because they don't have a quantum drive, so you can't go into nav mode. Fury LX, on the other hand, in the 4.5 patch just now, was updated to have nav speeds even in SCM mode, so that's great. That's, you know, the fact that it doesn't have weapons allowed them to be able to balance that. But anyways, on the topic of orbiting, if you want to orbit this building, the best thing that you could do is first align the crosshair to the middle of it, just so you know you're in the center. And now identify, do I want to orbit left or do I want to orbit right? If I want to orbit right, I will put my crosshair on the leftmost side of the building. I'm gonna engage the side thrusters to move, and then I'm going to yaw and push and gently tap forward. And I'm just gonna keep the crosshair to the left side of the building, and while holding down my side strafe, I am gently tapping forward, and you could see that I am maintaining a comfortable orbit. And if I want to go if I want to go left, I'll place the crosshair to the right and I'll do the same. I'm gonna strafe left. I'm just gonna gently tap forward and just keep my crosshair to the right, and I strafe left. Now, if you want to back off a bit, you would apply the forward a little less. If you want to get in close, you would apply the forward a little more. So when you tell me how you get so close to the buildings, what I do is when I get close to the building, for example, something like this one, if I wanted to drift so close, I'll put my nose to the right of it, and then I'll use my mains to bring me forward. And then, shit. I stayed too slow there. That's where the aero grip comes in. But then the same thing here. I put the crosshair into the mountainside, and then I push. But then you have to yaw back out, and then you do it again. And then you straighten up. And then when you want to take a turn, just pretend that there is an object there. So the same thing here. If I want to take this, I need to put the crosshair outside of it, and then I use my mains to push me in. And then again here, put the crosshair outside of it, and use the mains to push you in. Now, the M50 has really good arrows, so you really don't need to do that. You can just pitch and just use the mains to take you wherever you need to go. It really flies super smoothly if you just use pitch. Now, one thing about the M50, specifically the M50, there's not a lot of ships that can do this, but the M50 has really strong aero grip when pitching down. And what I mean by that is I can take this turn super aggressively like this. And like that, I'd never have to change my orientation at all. Oh, that was too much. That's one of my favorite things to do with the M50 is taking those nose down turns. It takes so long to actually get right. But once you start getting the hang of things and you start attacking them like that, it's just so satisfying. It's even something like this, right? You can just go in here, pitch down, straighten up, pitch down, straighten up. It's really satisfying once you start to do it.
Landing gear deployed. Landing.
I love this ship so much. Now let's see what time we can get without initiating. All right, I said I needed to show you the SCM break. What time is it? Okay, I'll show you this, and then unfortunately I will have to jump off. Yeah, it looks amazing. I'll be honest though, looks wise, the Razor does kind of like, it's up there with it, because the Razor kind of have that like sleek F1 car kind of look, and I really like the look of it. But the feeling of the M50 is just so much better. Even the sound, like I feel like both of them need their sounds to be redesigned, I'm not gonna lie. But the M50's boost sound is just so good. Now here is the one place where I feel the SCM brake is super useful. So 0G is a completely different animal. If you don't have head tracking, I feel like you're at a natural disadvantage just because it's the way the game is designed right now. Like you need to look sideways to be able to fly 0G efficiently. Oops. Alright, so the SCM break is coming up in a bit. So here's what I mean. So when I'm making my way to that keyhole over there, what I like to do is I just literally full send it, like all the way, and then I jump down to SCM. Oh fuck, I messed it up. Damn it. Oh, okay, let me go back and do it. Because obviously I have to mess it up as I'm explaining it. Alright, so.
Wrong direction.
So the box is like this. We're coming down from down there. Exactly. You turn here. You like literally full send it all the way through. And as soon as you get to that rock, you jump down to SCM. You jump back into nav mode. And that allows you to drop down the speed to be able to go around this asteroid comfortably. And then you're back in the nav mode and you can full send it again.
Wrong direction.
Fortunately, I messed it up the first time. But the idea is there. It does come with the risk though that you are going full send. But that's just because I like to really make use of the straight that it has, because the rest of the track is mostly just winding turns, right? But in that one section you can really send it.
Lap complete.
The Turk hits me 8 out of 10 times. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if you've seen the Miner's Lament guide, but that's the way I explain it there is pretty much the way I constantly, like, I review that technique constantly in my head while I'm doing the track. I mean, even to this day, I still have to make sure that I'm following my own guide. Used to slay with it as a small dogfighter, but got nerfed in that aspect. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like, if you're gonna market the ship as a racer, it should not really be a top tier fighter. I mean, at best, give it another variant or something. That turn has been kicking my ass. Yeah, to be honest, that turn is the reason why a lot of people hate Miner's Lament. But as long as we have this SCM break, I really don't mind this track because I really enjoy going around the rest of the terrain. But that one section is really, really tough to do because it's so easy to overspeed, right? When you come out of the ring and you're going straight at that keyhole, as long as you place the vector indicator directly in the middle of it, you can just literally full send. And then I use the rock as my brake marker, really. So let me just go back to it. So that's 3, 7,
Wrong direction.
and it's there. And it's down there. So that means the ring should be somewhere up here. Am I under the ring? Yeah, there it is. So literally, when you get to this rock, you can literally press SCM and it will slow between here and the ring. It will slow you down. It's insane how quick the SCM break happens. So what I normally do is I make sure that my vector indicator is sitting in the middle there, and as soon as I get to that rock, I hit SCM. Slows you down perfectly so you can comfortably get through the hole. Then adjust the TVI,
Direction.
and then you'll be able to just casually glide out as I go straight into the wall. But once they remove the SCM to nav switching, which they said that they will do with the new flight model, we will need to start controlling the speed ourselves again. So 0G racing is gonna get way more difficult once that's gonna be a thing, because before there was a technique called tricording, which you could still do, but it's nowhere near as strong as it used to be. to be able to go around the corners and maintain your speed. But now, since the mains are so strong, it's really tough to control your speed without having to rotate your ship so much or without using the SCM brake. So like, let's see if I can get it right this time. Just like that. I think I'm gonna crash there though. Oh no, managed to dodge it. It's super important. Always keep your vector indicator in sight.
Lab complete.
And on that note, actually, one of the best things that you can do, the number one setting you should always turn on, is if you go into game settings and you scroll all the way down, not all the way down, so just a little bit further down, around here, you'll have this pilot velocity indicator. Make sure that is set to always on. By default, this is set to fading, and what that does is that when your TVI is sitting around the middle here, you don't get the indicator at all. So it only ever shows up when it's around here. Like once you start breaking away from your normal cockpit view, that's when you would normally get the vector indicator. And when we're, you know, going back to the conversation that we had about drag and wanting to reduce the angle of attack, you just want to make sure that you always have it on so you can always see that it's straight on the crosshair at all times. Excuse me. Is that combining two thrust axes in a turn? Yes. Never outturn the TVI. No, exactly. Because if you, and this is why head tracking is so important, because in 0G, because you don't have aero, you need the thrusters to turn your ship. And because combining is not as strong as just using the mains. So for example, if you look at the if you look at the G meter on the side there, if I push forward, that's 18.8 Gs. If I push to the side, that's only 5 Gs. So using side thrusters to brake or to go around the turn is not as efficient as literally pointing my nose and pushing forward. You see how quick that happened? So if I want to go around this building, I would need to rotate my nose to be literally pointing inside, and then I would use my mains, and then that would bring me around.
Wrong direction. Wrong.
So this is how you control the speed and how you control the angle that you come into. You'd literally just point the nose perpendicular to where you want to go, and then just use the mains to control how fast it brings the TVI forward. And if you ever feel like you're going too far, you just bring the nose in, and like that you're allowed to make these finer adjustments, because as soon as I go here, it's gonna come in much quicker. And then if I go here, I can do those finer adjustments. And then if I want to change the direction, I would have to change the angle. But never allow the TVI to get behind you, because like that, then you're literally fighting the full brunt of your speed. Whereas the ideal way to do it is like keep it in front of you, because like that, it allows you to create a curve.
You're an airbender.
Sure am. Giant light beams, flying bison, airbending.
Because like this, it's on my side, so it allows me to curve inwards. If I'm going perfectly like this, I have to first cancel out my speed, and then I can go forward. Yes, and you do get less blackout. But to be honest, when you're going at like really high speeds and you start changing direction super quick, you can start graying out a lot here. Like imagine like I'm going here, see I'm graying out, and then I need to go around this rock. I'm graying out here again, then I have to go around this rock, and I have to make sure that I get to it so then I can take the other turn. You see, like it's easy to gray out if you're pushing too hard. So it's not immune to blackout, but because you can keep the vector indicator in front of you, you're not generating as much G's against your body. That is exactly it, preserving energy. It's very nice. All right. Just for luck, I'm gonna try and see if there's anyone in the online lobby. I highly doubt it, but we're gonna try anyways. Maybe we'll do one, maybe two races, but then I have to jump off. Because I am going on vacation for 5 days, and I have yet to start packing. Oh man, this is the one track that I hate doing so much. And I get it so often. I am really not a fan of this. Okay, let's change the track. Is there ever use for retro thrusters in racing right now? In 0G, not that much. To be honest, yeah, actually even in Atmo you don't use it, because in Atmo, if you want to slow down, you just let off the throttle instead, because the drag will slow you down. So in 0G, you won't use it that much. You might use it in thinner Atmos. So for example, if you're in the Arena Commander maps, you try Yedar Valley or Snake Pit, for example, you might find use for the retro thrusters there, because in thinner Atmo, you're kind of like in that middle ground between having Atmo to use your aero profile in, and also 0G having very little air resistance. So the retro thrusters allows you to kind of like engage reverse thrust whilst the little air resistance that there is help slow you down the rest of the way. But it's very niche in its uses. Like in Yedar Valley, for example, one of the places where I like to use retros is just before the climb, because in the straight there you pick up a lot of speed, and I want to be able to slow down enough for the climb to be able to, for my thrusters to come back. So seeing that there's nobody here, might as well show you. And this will be the last thing that I do. So offline, Yedar Valley, let's go in. Oh crap, my headphones are dying. Whoops, my headphones are completely dead. 1 second. I think, yep, that thing's gonna turn off. There we go. All right. Okay, sorted. So Yedar Valley, you could see, has an Atmo of 0.3. So it is very thin Atmo. However, you still have some level of aero. So like if you attack the corner, you can attack it like it's a 0G track. Oh wow. But it will still have aero to attack, like right there. I already feel like I'll suck less based on your tips, so thanks for your patience and clear explanations. Much appreciated, dude. You are very welcome. Okay, so let's just go to the corner where I like to use the retro. Wait, am I? Oh yeah, okay. I was wondering why I had such twitchy movements. I was still in SCM. So here, you're basically flying like you're in 0G. So here I need to preemptively turn so I can take this sharp. And now here I would full send. And then here I'd start to engage. Oh my god, man. Let me fix my entry again. Yep, I can use here. Sometimes when I'm explaining and I'm trying to do the thing, I end up making stupid mistakes. So from here, you could technically skip this section And now I start engaging retro thrusts, so I bring myself down so that when I get to this section, I have enough speed to be able to attack that corner better. Now that was not very efficient because I was way too high up, so I was not able to attack the downward section again. So let's do that again, and I'll explain what I mean. So this section, we're just sending it. Now here we preemptively turn, we push forward. Let's go around the rock this time, just for shits and giggles. And now when we push, here I start engaging my retros. I pitch up, I push up, so then I can pitch down and push down. And like that, I can get clear. But that's pretty much the only place that I can from memory think of where I actively engage my retro thrusters to slow down. Because everywhere else, it's way more efficient to just let off throttle and let air resistance slow you down. Because even though this place is thinner atmo, if I were to let go of the throttle right now, I'm still slowing down because there is that little bit of air resistance. But then, even though I'm slowing down, when I pull back on my retros, I'm slowing down even more. So in the corner that I was explaining here, if I were to have just gone full send into that corner, I would not be able to make it as clean. So like if I were to just gonna push forward here and then pitch up and hold up, it's not as clean. You see, I overshoot. So you want to be able to slow down just to be able to stay as close to the gate, I guess, yeah, to the checkpoint as you possibly can.
Wrong direction. Wrong direction. Wrong direction.
So once again, I'm able to push, and then I start to use my retros. I preemptively nose up, so then I can push up, and then I preemptively nose down, and then I can push down, and then I can catch it.
Wrong direction. Wrong direction.
And then you can do some crazy ass maneuvers here, like a 360 into this next checkpoint.
Wrong direction. Wrong direction. Wrong direction.
Yeah, but I think the best thing ever is just use these tracks as training grounds for techniques, because so many tracks teach you so many different things, and there are so many tracks that like allow you to take kind of like braking before a turn in a car. It seems, yeah, exactly that. But normally you would either not even need to brake at all, because at the end of the day a car needs to slow down because it doesn't grip as well in turns, whereas these ships, like, I can pitch up and it'll take the turn if I ask it to. And a ship like the M50 or the Razor, if you don't have the speed, you won't get the lift. And that's very much a thing in planes. This is not new news. If I go slow and then I pitch up, I won't get anywhere near as much aero authority. But the fact that I'm at speed here means that even in a place where there's such little atmosphere, like here it's at 0.2 atmo, the fact that I'm at good speed means that if I pitch up, the TVI will follow me. And if I pitch down, the TVI will follow me. It's because I have the speed, so what little aero I can get, I'm getting it. But then, for example, in a tight turn like this, you might not be able to generate the aero, so you would require to control the throttle instead, and you just feather, and then you'd see where you would need to boost, and you would see where you would want to transition from a pitch into a 45-degree turn. So, for example, here I would pitch just to use the butt of the ship as like a flat aero profile to slow it down, and then I would pitch into it, but then I would rotate into a 45-degree so I can just stick my nose into the edges here. and allow myself to fly on the flat side. Now here I'm in SCM obviously, so the speed is much slower, but the same technique applies. All right, I think I'm gonna have to call it there. I hope I was helpful. I hope these tips proved useful, and I hope I'll see your name come up on the board. Also, make sure to join the Discord if you're gonna be submitting runs, because you'll get pinged in the Discord when your run gets submitted, as well as being notified if somebody beats your time, for example. You can opt into that. But yeah, you get updates. There's a lot of people asking for advice, and if you have any questions to ask, you can always ask it there. There's also the rest of the racing communities. So there's XGR, Ansia, and Atmo are the three biggest names, the three biggest racing organizers. If you want to join their Discords as well. Obviously, there's my channel. But streams for me, I do one stream a week. Sometimes I do two, depending on the weekends. And then at the moment, I have the bandwidth to do one video a week. So I have one weekly video coming out. At the moment, I'm going through the backlog of races that I've been a part of at the last quarter. So I'm essentially trimming out the stuff that's not a race and making a small voiceover of them. And yeah, once I get through these last 3 videos that I have, I'm gonna have some in-depth ship guides, you know, going through performance, what makes this ship good in this track maybe, or what makes this ship stand out from the rest, stuff like that. I have a couple of stuff in the works while Star Citizen is being built up. And then once the flight model comes out, everything becomes obsolete, and we do it all over again, right? That's the loop that content and Star Citizen has. Have a good trip, and thanks a ton. I'll be around. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for coming by and having a chat. I hope and thank you for asking those questions. Honestly, it's really I really enjoy the you know, helping people understand why we enjoy racing so much, and then, you know, seeing the excitement and the positive feedback coming back in. The best drive possible. So I will be stopping here for tonight. You know, again, I'm gonna be away next week, so I probably won't have a stream next week unless I sneak one in on Saturday. We'll see. If I do, it'll be on my Discord. If you want to join my Discord, it should be in the description below. Yeah, you'll get notified when I go live. But I'm gonna stop here because I've been rambling like crazy. That's one thing that I really don't struggle to do, is just ramble. But thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate you, and I hope I will see your times come up soon. Until then, bye bye.